So I've already seen this once. I also have not seen Puss in Boots 1, but I have seen all 4 Shreks because I'm cultured. Alright, I'm gonna watch the Puss in Boots 2 trailer now.
It looks different.
The milk looks really good.
There's that milk that Jeremy's so excited for.
I like that.
They don't play any faster when he says that. Cut that out. I don't know if that's what that means. It's been a long time.
But see, it kind of does look like the Shrek animation, just different now. Does that make any sense? Like, obviously it looks updated, but like right here, the frame rate drops. Like, intentionally the frame rate drops.
Wait, did he just die?
Do you know what this part of the trailer makes me think of? It makes me think of that Garfield book. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Garfield's 9 Lives.
I love cats.
This, I think, fits the humor of Shrek very well, this whole little arc here. It also reminds me of a different movie, but I can't quite place what it is.
Is it Garfield?
No.
It's a wild book. He, like, kills his owner in one of his lives.
So, is Lady Puss, I should say that. Is the girl cat in the other Shreks?
As it turns out, the current incarnation of Garfield is his 8th life, and his 9th life, he's like a spacefaring astronaut. I talked about mostly Garfield.
Okay.
So I'll start by saying that nobody asked for this. I know that people aggressively want Shrek 5, and I know that because I am the people that aggressively want Shrek 5.
To start off, I think the animation in this looks really nice. I like the way it looks a lot. Especially the milk. I think that was when I was watching the trailer. The moment that stood out to me at first, I was like, dang, they really made the liquid in this movie look good.
So it feels weird to me that we're getting Puss in Boots 2. Especially since Puss in Boots 1 came out in 2011 and doesn't have nearly the same notoriety as Shrek or Shrek 2 or Shrek the Third. But I have heard that Puss in Boots 1 is pretty good. I know a lot of people who have seen it and like it, and then I know some people who are neutral to it. And that probably means it's alright.
So I haven't seen the first Puss in Boots movie, so I don't know if this girl cat's in it. I don't like this girl cat, but not for anything she does. She's fine, actually. I think she'll be a fine enough character. I just know how movies work, and I think it'll be annoying when they fall in love with each other. And that's just not... I don't care. I don't want to see that. I don't like cats being in love. I think I'm just lonely.
I think they're going to fall in love. What if she's a character from the first movie and they have not yet fallen in love with each other?
Oh no. We're talking a multi-movie arc for Puss in Boots?
To clear things up, there is no girl cat in Puss in Boots 1. Not that I remember much about the movie, but I'm almost like 100% sure, 99 maybe, that there is no girl cat in Puss in Boots 1.
Whenever I team up with you, things go wrong.
Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek were not in the first Puss in Boots movie. So she is a new character for this new movie that we still don't know if it is a sequel or not. However, Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek have been in movies together. They were in Once Upon a Time in Mexico together, and they were in Desperados together. So it's kind of like saying Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, or Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, or Larry the Cable Guy and Owen Wilson, or like any other buddies that do movies together.
As a kid, I grew up watching the original Shrek movies with Puss in Boots. And at some point in my formative years, The Mask of Zorro came out, and I never connected that Antonio Banderas was Puss in Boots, but he was also actually Zorro. I actually only just got there in my adult brain, like when I watched this trailer. I had no idea.
Look at this, look at this milk. Doesn't it just look really nice, like the way that it is? Like look at this like shading on the milk or something. I don't do art, but like doesn't this look really like nice? Isn't that really satisfying the way that the milk looks?
Now, Apparently, I'm the only one of us that has actually seen the first Puss in Boots movie. I don't know when or why I watched it, and I can't recall really almost anything about it. But I'm going to try. The only thing that comes to mind when I think about the Puss in Boots movie from 2011 is I think Humpty Dumpty was in it. I think. Told you I didn't remember anything. I only remembered Humpty Dumpty. I think when a giant egg is in a movie, it's fair that if you've only seen it once and it was 10 years ago, that's all you remember. I think that I get a pass for that. So this is the plot according to IMDb for the first Puss in Boots movie. Years before meeting Shrek and Donkey, the adorable but tricky Puss in Boots must clear his name from all charges, making him a wanted fugitive. While trying to steal magic beans from the infamous criminals Jack and Jill, the hero crosses paths with his female match, Kitty Softpaw.
So I guess I should address the Kitty Softpaw in the room, because we've now found out A, her name, and B, that she was in the last movie. I also found out that there's a TV show. I feel pretty good about this because I was right. She's his love interest. So I was correct in that would very clearly be what would happen. It does look like they've broken up, so I can't wait for the plotline to be them reconnecting and rekindling their love. Looking up Kitty Softpaw, I found her wiki page, and I'm going to do a quick reading of some of the stuff on there because I think it's choice. Status, alive, thank God. Age, adult, thank God. Occupation, possibly adventuring with Puss. I think we're going to find out our answer in this movie. Dislikes, Puss been sent to jail.
Around 2019 or early 2020, they were talking about Illumination taking over Shrek. They were talking about Shrek being rebooted, which was confusing because they were still going to have Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz in the movie as their respective characters. It would have been a reskin of the characters, and they would have taken the story back to step one, which sounds like a terrible idea to me. Now, luckily, I haven't heard much about this since I read that article, but it was from a credible source, so I'm inclined to believe that this was at least talked about.
It's tough. If they're trying to reboot Shrek, it's a really tough thing to... Look, man, got it in one. Shrek is great. You really can't do a lot to elevate that material, so it's tough. I don't want you to change anything, but also, if you're going back, is it really worth your time if you're not going to do something different? I think if this does lead to Shrek again, they will make changes. They can't help themselves. Every time they try to do a movie again or they try to adapt a thing, they try to change it. But also, if you're going to do it, I get it. And that's why I hope that this is a sequel to Puss in Boots and not an attempt at testing the waters to see if audiences will react well to a Shrek reboot. If you really got it, just do Shrek 5.
Shrek, the original series, is very culturally relevant. I think people still like Shrek, and they still show it to their kids. Which is why it's so weird to me that it would even be considered to be rebooted. All of this being said, I was very surprised to see the first movement on New Shrek be Puss in Boots 2. And from watching this, I don't actually know if this is a sign of a reboot or a sequel.
I don't want to change anything about Shrek. Well, I don't want anything to be changed about Shrek, but I think it would be interesting to go in and update all the assets. Don't make any changes. Literally just take the Shrek model out of the movie and make it look modern and then put it back in. But do that with most of the movie. Instead of just Shrek, that would be strange.
I feel like Shrek is just one of those things that really never needs any sort of reboot, redo, remake, do-over, nothing. Honestly, the first Shrek and actually the second Shrek are almost perfect films. I honestly feel like if you were to reboot Shrek, it would really just be a travesty. If you want to make another one, that's a different story.
I think that part in the trailer where they're like, a Shrek fairy tale, is probably more indicative of them trying to be like, you like Shrek, this is Shrek, than them trying to be like, we're making a whole new Shrek franchise out of this. I could be wrong. I could see a guy in a boardroom sitting around thinking about, Star Wars and Scream and Ghostbusters Afterlife and Jurassic World and being like, I want some of that. Give me what they got. I'll have what they're having.
Based on the animation style, the title, and the plot, I either feel it's just a sequel to the first Puss in Boots movie, even though it's not a numbered sequel. I feel like it doesn't really mean anything. I don't know. I don't think it's connected to Shrek. I don't think it means Shrek is being rebooted. to me, it doesn't have a connection. To me, it's just like, this is easy enough for us to animate and to make a stupid plot out of. Let's just make a Puss in Boots movie. We'll get all the people that like Shrek and they'll just go watch it. Because, hey, maybe Shrek will come out now.
I'll admit it's weird if you're doing like a reboot to start with Puss in Boots, unless they're trying to test the waters or something, or if they're planning on doing the whole series backwards. And Shrek 1, the new Shrek 1, is going to be Shrek 4. And it takes place in an alternate universe with the characters in that Shrek 4 story. So it's Fiona, but she's like a war general. It's been a long time.
If you go through this trailer, what is encouraging is that it has a lot of the same sense of humor as Shrek, particularly the scene with the doctor telling Puss all the ways that he's died. The dogs with the cards, and Puss having the shellfish allergy, all very original Shrek franchise. But the stuff at the end, not very Shrek of them at all.
I'm very passionate about animation. Sometimes here in the United States, that's where I live, they tend to have animated movies gravitate towards being for kids, and they're kind of stuck in a very specific mold because of that, and can get a little bit pandery. I'm a bit nervous about Puss in Boots, because a very good example of being a bit pandery, I think, is this scene right here.
And with the paws, it's all so cute.
Conceptually, the fact that they do the eyes at each other is like, okay, does this dog gotta be here? Does he really have to be here to tell me how I am feeling in this scene? If it's actually cute, I'll recognize it's cute and I'll feel that inside of me, and I don't need externally a character in the movie to tell me how cute this is. And it's weird to get something like that out of something connected to Shrek, I think, because when you think about what Shrek was when it came out, it was essentially a diss track towards Disney and stuff like that, and it very much went out of its way to not do things like that. It's fine. Everything that I cherish turns to ash. Movie looks fine. I'll probably see it.
I did enjoy the trailer. It looks cute. I definitely know that I'm going to go see it. Is it going to be the best movie I've ever seen? Probably not. The first one wasn't. So just based off the trailer alone, I think I would give Puss in Boots: The Last Wish 3 out of 5 lint rollers covered in cat hair.
But overall, I am cautiously optimistic for Puss in Boots, and I'm really hoping that it can be successful and that we get a Shrek 5. I'm going to give this trailer 3.5 out of 5 9 lives. You can figure that one out.
I give this trailer 3.5 very good milks out of 5. I'd want to drink it.
Shrek is not
But with the kids? With the kids?
Yeah, kids know Shrek.
Do kids know Shrek? Do kids like Shrek like we like Shrek?
I don't know. Do kids like Shrek?
I don't know. I don't have kids.
An outlaw cat, his childhood egg friend, and a seductive thief kitty set out in search for the eggs of the fabled golden goose to clear his name, restore his lost honor, and regain the trust of his mother and town.
One time my mom asked me, what's the second Shrek movie called? Shrek 2. I think the after credits scene of this movie will be Shrek finally killing Puss in Boots on his final leg.